Before we highlight the best and most challenging car shipping locations in the state, generally speaking, the best car shipping locations are going to be the biggest cities, followed by those locations on or near interstates. You'll have the quickest and least expensive auto transports from these locations. The most challenging car shipping locations are going to be in remote towns and cities. These are towns and cities that are more than 50 miles away from major cities or interstates. It takes more time and costs more money to ship a car to or from these remote locations. With these general guidelines in mind, let's look at the best and most challenging car shipping locations in the state. All right, as we take a look at the state of California, your best car shipping location is going to start with the Los Angeles metropolitan area. That is your absolute best car shipping location. But other great locations are going to be from Los Angeles up to Sacramento along the I-5 corridor. That stretch there is another good stretch to ship cars to or from. Another good corridor to ship cars to or from the state is going to be, once again, from Sacramento, or actually, let's go up to Chico on California Highway 99, down through Sacramento, through Fresno and Bakersfield. That stretch there is another good stretch. And then finally, rounding up the best car shipping locations is going to start with San Jose, down along Highway 101 through Santa Barbara into Los Angeles. That is your next best shipping corridor. And if you are seeing a trend here, the pocket to key in on is here. This is where you want to focus. That is the sweet spot of car shipping in the state of California. Anything in and out of that pocket is going to be very good to ship to or from. Now, as we switch focus to the more challenging car shipping locations, one of the more challenging places in the state is going to be the city of San Francisco. And the reason for that is car carriers do not like to go into San Francisco because they don't want to deal with the toll bridges that are required to travel to get over into San Francisco. The streets in San Francisco are very narrow. Many of them have weight restrictions and size restrictions, so there's a lot of streets that truck drivers can't even go on. And then San Francisco usually has the most expensive gas in the state and oftentimes in the country. And so, car carriers don't like to pay a premium for gas. Of course, when they do, they pass those costs along to you. And so your transport costs more money. So if you can avoid San Francisco, do so. One thing you can do, if you can get your car to the other side of the bay, over to Oakland or Fremont, those locations there on the bay aren't nearly as bad, again, because car carriers don't have to deal with the toll bridges or those narrow streets and those streets with weight restrictions. So if you need to ship something to or from San Francisco, if you can meet a driver, again, on the other side of the bay, you can save yourself some time and money on your transport. Another challenging stretch in the state to ship cars to or from is going to be along California State Route 1 from up here in Fort Bragg all along the coast. That highway just hugs the coast. Anything along that coast is going to be challenging. That is all of that stretch there. Car carriers just do not go that far over into California on a regular basis. It's just not an easy strip for car carriers to go up and down or even to get to. Again, car carriers are sticking to that pocket primarily here and really along I-5. That is the main trucking corridor in the state. So again, stick to that pocket if you can. And then one final note about California. In the summertime or late spring, early summer, about mid-May to about the end of July, sometimes it can go into mid-August, when the imports come over into Los Angeles. So these are all the new model year vehicles that are coming in from overseas. When they come into the port, the car carriers have their trailers full of these new vehicles that they need to ship out to all the car dealerships throughout the country. And so there can be a little bit of a backup. And so what that means is transports typically take a little bit longer than normal, and you're going to pay more. Again, that's about mid-May to the end of July, mid-August. So just be aware of that. Again, those are shipments primarily coming out of Los Angeles. So if you're shipping anything out of Los Angeles during that time period, just be aware the transport's probably going to take a little bit more time and cost a little bit more money. To find out what it costs to ship a car to or from California, get an instant quote on our website at www.jnstransport.com.